Hi guys, it's GhostOps here with another video, and in this video I am going to go over the human race in World of Warcraft. This is basically the startup of a new series where I will go over all the races in World of Warcraft, showing off some of the racials, giving a little talk about the lore, and recommending some classes for you guys. This series will feature all of the Alliance classes at first, starting with the human, going down the list, and then I will be moving on to the horde. But for the moment guys, we are staying at the Alliance side and we're going to review the human race. I hope you will like this new series. Let's get going to the footage, shall we? Alright, so this is the character creation screen for humans. This is a male human and this is a female human. Both are now chosen in the warrior class, and we will just take a look at some of the customizing options here. You could customize your skin color into various tones. That's very standard for most MMOs. Most games actually let you customize that. Face appearance. Let's just remove the beard here so we could see the face. Alright. So there's just not so many face appearances. You could look old, you could look young, you could look... There's not so many looks for humans, but there's a bit for you to customize there. And then there's the hairstyles. There's the monk look, there's this, whatever they are called. Long hair. Yeah, there are basically a lot of hairs here to do. Bald. And a short regular look. And military cut. Is that for you to play around with? And then you get a hair color, which is also basically standard for most MMOs. Just picking out the hair color here, there's a lot of colors to choose between. But just the regular ones, there ain't like blue, purple or something like that there is in other MMO games where you could just totally go nuts with the color randomization. Not randomization, but customization. And then there's the facial hair, which includes of different beards, which you could use to pimp your character out with. And then we go to the female, and here you could just same thing, choose the skin tone, and then customize your face, and yeah, make them look pretty, angry, whatever. Hairstyle, same here, lots of different hairstyles for the human female, and hair color, but instead of facial hair, they got piercings. If you look really closely now, you can see the piercing change. Now there's none. And now there's a piercing in the left nose there. That's basically what you could change for the human female there. Both sexes can be both any classes. There's no limitations that way. So that was the look on the human character creation. Let's move on. So, this is the introductory video for the humans, starting out by panning out from Stormwind. There's nothing really, I have nothing really to tell here. See the statues broken down on there on the left? Happened when Deathwing ravaged Stormwind. In the beginning you could see his claws that set mark on the tower up there. So this is basically just panning backwards through the Elwyn Forest and into the Northshire Valley, where your adventure as a human will begin. And now it's just zooming into your, hopefully, human character. And if it's not, someone has made a terrible mistake. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the human racials, starting with mace specialization. And that will increase your expertise with mace and two-handed maces by 3. Which basically increases the chance that you will hit them, I believe expertise does. Alright. Now moving on to sword specialization. Doing the exact same thing, but only for one-handed and two-handed swords. Pretty simple, right? So let's move on to the third one. The human spirit. Which probably says itself, it increases your spirit by 3%. That is very good for healers. Alright, moving on to languages. You can speak Common. which pretty much says itself. And now diplomacy, which increases your reputation gain by 10%, which is really awesome when grinding up reputation for a faction. Alright, now I'm going to demonstrate the spell Every Man for Himself. With my level 19 priest here, doesn't matter what level you are. That's how it looks, and it basically removes all of your stun, snare, fear effects from you. It's basically like a PvP trinket, if you know what I mean. Alright, that's the passive racials. Now we will be moving on to the lore. The human race descended from the fierce barbarian Viking race Virkul. Those who were to become the future human race traveled south from Northrend, the Virkul homeland, and on to the continent of Eastern Kingdoms. Under many years the human lived in small tribes and not as a united people. But that all changed when the trolls inhabiting the Arati highlands started to group up against the humans. The humans took action against the trolls and formed the nation of Arathor, with the capital Strom. Since the release of WoW renamed Stromgarde for reasons I will come to later. To make a huge story short, the orcs came into the world of Azeroth through the Dark Portal because of possessed wizard Medivh and the orc shaman Gul'dan, who opened a path from the world of Draenor, more known as Outlands, to Azeroth. The humans were now split up after their victory over the trolls, and a few powerful nations was formed. Stormwind, Lord Aeron, Altract, and Stromgarde. The orcs attacked Stormwind and destroyed it. The survivors fled to Lord Aeron, where they would form a nation with them and defeat the orcs in the Second War. Most nations after the Second War fell, amongst Altract and Stromgarde. Stormwind and Lord Aeron stood strong for another time though. But enough of old dusty Warcraft 1 to 3 history now. Let's move on to what happened and what's the actual main plot of the Alliance in the original World of Warcraft. The dragon Onyxia had a plot to take over Stormwind after it was rebuilt, and when the kidnapping of Stormwind's king, Varian Vryn, was executed, she saw her chance to manipulate her way into the court. As Lady Prestar, she infiltrated the royal court of Stormwind and became the advisor of the current ruler, High Lord Bolvar Fogdragon. She was really close to achieve her goals when Varian Vryn mysteriously returned. She got thrown out of Stormwind and Varian returned as leader. Alright, I won't go any further into the lore right now. There's probably a lot of Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm lore I have left out. Well, basically I left it all out, because I feel it's not that important to know. That is for you to play in the World of Warcraft. So, I leave that up to you now. Alright, let's continue to the recommended classes. Alright guys, I'm right now going to quickly give you a little look on the recommended classes for the human race. The first recommended class is Paladin. And I'm recommending Paladin because of the sword and mace specialization. If you're going Retribution or Protection anyways, any of these melee focused specs, you will be using a sword or a mace, probably. There's other, you could use axe or polearm also. But you would want to use these two, because this will increase for you by the specializations. And if you go holy as a healer, you will find it very useful with the 3% spirit increase. Alright guys, that's why I'm recommending Paladin. Let's move on to the warrior, shall we? Alright, I'm recommending warrior for the exact same reason that I'm recommending Paladin. The extra expertise from your mace and sword specialization. That's why I'm recommending it. There's no really other reason why. None of the other. And also what's it called? Every man for himself, of course. That's really great for melee characters for snapping out of crowd control effects. Not that it wouldn't be useful for casters, but I think it's extra viable for warriors and other melee classes. Alright, let's move on. Alright, I'm also recommending the rogue class. And that's just basically for the same reason as warrior. I think it's just great with the specializations. You will have a little bit of extra power in the beginning. Nothing too big in the end, but that's my recommendation anyway. And now for my last recommendation, Priest, for the increased spirit. The only thing I'm taking in accommodation here is the racials. I'm not looking at anything else right now for how the human works. I'm basically looking at the racials and matching them to see which class fits best with what racials. So, I think I'm done with the recommendations here. Yeah, there was just a little quick thing here there to tell you. Alright guys, let's move on to the ending, shall we? Alright guys, I hope you have enjoyed my look at the human in World of Warcraft. Next time I will take a look at the dwarf. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time guys. Goodbye.